You are now entering Film Code.
I seen it. You're fond of me lobster.
Molly, you in danger, girl.
Your ass looks like about 150 pounds of chew bubble gum, Kyle. You know that? Say it, sir!
I don't believe you people.
What do you mean, you people?
What do you mean, you people?
Huh? Now answer my question. Were you rushing or were you dragging?
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Film Code. My name is Phoenix Clouden, and joined, of course, by the greatest two co-hosts in the world. Brandon, how are you, sir?
Man, I'm good, Phoenix. It is good to be back. It's weird because we weren't because now we're talking about a sequel for a movie that we've never been able to talk about before because Film Code wasn't a thing when the sequel came out. So I'm really excited to talk about it. And yeah, it's good to be back. How are you doing, Phoenix?
Excellent. And also joined by Zach. Zach, how are you, sir?
I'm doing good, man. Excited to be here, man. I'm excited to talk about the movie. And yeah.
Well, yeah, let's not waste any time. We are talking about Creed 3, the new movie directed and starring Michael B. Jordan. And joining the Creed family now is Jonathan Majors. Also, Phylicia Rashad is still in this, and Tessa Thompson as well. This story takes place a few years after the second one. Creed is retired as champion, runs into a old childhood friend who wants a shot at the title at being champion. This I can't tell you my hype level for this movie. It was through the roof. So I'm very excited to hear everybody's thoughts on it. Zach, why don't you kick us off? What did you think of Creed 3?
Man, it was awesome. I binged all of the Rocky and all the Creed movies prior to this. And for me personally, I don't know if this was just the magic of the big screen, but I mean, it was by far my favorite. Out of all of them, I think. I thought it was just really well done. I love Jonathan Majors, so yeah. I was awesome.
Oh, all right.
I'm gonna have to follow up with Zach here. I just maybe it's Michael B. Jordan because I love all the Rocky films pretty much, and so going into this, I was expecting greatness anyways, but man, Michael B. Jordan on a directing level is just on a whole different pedestal than just everything else right now. As soon as this film ended, I'm like, give this man more directorial roles. Oh my God, this was awesome. So, that being said, yes, I was pleasantly surprised, and I am on the side of it was really, really good.
And I echo most of that sentiment. I really did enjoy it. Jonathan Majors, man, this dude is crazy.
I see him ending up with an Oscar in the next 5 years.
Probably, if not sooner. Dude is really, really, really good. And he just brings the right emotionality to every character that he has. It's crazy to me. Dame is frightening. He's an absolutely frightening guy.
Dude, anytime he took his shirt off and you just saw his power, I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God.
Dude's
are
no joke.
Yeah, man. Especially dude, because the first fight he has, yeah, he's beefed up, but that final fight, oh my God, that dude is ripped. I'm like, holy shit, man. I would not want to get in the ring with that guy.
I'm like, yeah, I've seen all of the Rocky and Creed movies, and the one thing I will say about this franchise is they are really, really, really good at getting you invested, right? To the point where, when we get to the final fight, you're like, where's this gonna go? How is this gonna, oh my God, it is really good adrenaline pumping kind of movies. Like I remember, like I didn't get to see any of the Rocky movies in theaters, which I'm depressed about. But like I saw the first Creed in theaters, and when I tell you, like, eyes were like wide open, jaw was on the floor. I was like, if this is what it was like to see like Rocky 3 in theaters, like I would have been unbearable. You know what I'm saying? Like, 'cause it's just so hype and like so emotional, bro. Like it's just great stuff. Great stuff. So I love this franchise. I'll put it like that. Like this is probably one of my top favorite franchises uh in movies. And the Creed movies, I think, have done an amazing job of not only keeping with the Rocky legacy, but creating their own. And I think Michael B. Jordan, him stepping behind the camera and making this one particular one was such the right choice. Like it was crazy how good his direction is. And like I'm kind of with you there, Brandon. Like let's see what else he can do, because I think he's got some gifts. He's got a gift for this.
Yeah.
I would like to see more of his work. I hope he does the next one. If they, I mean, like personally, I'd hope they could get Ryan Coogler back for the next one. That would be my top choice. But if not, I think Michael B. Jordan would be great.
Yeah. What's great is, like, I mean, I don't want to dive into spoilers yet, but what's great is like Sylvester Stallone not being in this film worked.
Yeah, it's like
it's surprised because I was hesitant. I'm like, I don't know. I mean, he's the one who started this franchise, and I get his producer screwing him over currently, but man, like, I'm like, maybe he deserves to be in this film, but man, it works without him. And I'm happy about that.
Yeah, I think a good spot to be kind of doing his own thing, because in the last movie, we see him kind of go to his son and, try to work things out. And I think that was honestly the best ending for Rocky for,
Absolutely.
moving forward. It wasn't anything dramatic. It wasn't anything crazy that happened to him. It's just like, okay, Rocky's gone on living his life now, and now it's time for Adonis to really step in to fill the role he was meant to fill. So I think it was a good transition from Creed 2 to Creed 3.
Yeah, it made perfect sense. I'm like, you can't tie this character to Rocky forever. I mean, and I'm like, I hope that they can fix their grievances and air things out and get things back, because I think you want to have a finale with Rocky. You know what I'm saying? You do want to have that moment eventually in like your final film or whatever film that is. But yeah, this story, I mean, it's called Creed, you know what I'm saying? Like it is called Creed. We gotta eventually focus on Adonis Creed and his life and where he's at beyond Rocky. So yeah, I thought it was it made perfect sense. Would I've liked to see Sly in here? I mean, I guess, but I'm like, there wasn't really a spot in this particular story where he would have been useful. I mean,
yeah,
maybe a cameo would have been cool, but yeah, I don't see a major role for Sly in this particular story.
Yeah, it could have had him just like watching the fight or something. Come on, kid.
right. That would have been great.
Yeah, but I mean, it just, I think it, I'm just tooting my same horn I just tooted. Yeah, he it worked without him. So I kind of want to break the seal of spoilers here, because I want to figure out why you didn't think as highly on this.
Yeah. So little early spoiler, I guess. I did just give a lot of praise to this movie, and particularly its actor and its director, but I'm a little less high on the film than these guys, so we're gonna break the seal and we'll dive into that. So
Spoiler alert! Spoiler
we're officially talking spoilers here for Creed 3. If you haven't seen it, I don't know why you're here. Maybe check it out and then come back and let us know. But Brandon, why don't you kick us off with your spoiler thoughts on Creed 3?
Yeah, man. Easily the story worked. I loved all the flashback scenes to, again, Adonis as a child after he's with his biological mother. I really loved that aspect of it. I loved how it showed what happened between him and Damien. I loved getting to see the power Damien has even as a child when he's fighting. Like, man, like even him, like even teenage version of Damien, I wouldn't even want to fight. He was scary then too.
That dude was scary, bro. Oh my god.
But man, yeah, no, I mean, just overall the story, man. The some of the shots that Michael B. Jordan gives when the final fight, when it's just them in the ring and they get everybody in the arena out and it's just them fighting. Oh my god.
Zach, what about you?
Yeah, man. I I thought the story worked really well. Jonathan Majors, I can't get enough of this guy, man.
So good.
He kills like every single role I've seen him, even when he was in Devotion. Like,
he was fantastic in Devotion.
He's great.
Like, I have nothing bad to say about him. Yeah, I mean, I think that overall this story just really did it for me. You know, you're getting a look at Creed's life in the past, and you're seeing like you know, a little bit more backstory about him living in the group home. And I think that, you know, is a very grounding story for him, instead of just being like, oh, well, now my mom, who's rich, picked me up and I just made it, you know. Like, it kind of shows you the rougher background he had and goes into it when, you know, we saw a little bit of it in the first movie, right? When she picked him up, but, you know, we didn't see as much as we do now. And I really like that. I liked how they tied in the daughter, like how she's throwing punches at school and like she's just like her dad. And I like the relationship between the two of them. I think that's great. One thing I'm like I will say, like, not in the movie, but nervous about for the franchise is, I know that he's like showing her how to like box and stuff. I just worry that we're gonna start leaning into, I don't know, maybe a sequel with where she may be the next thing. And I don't know. I just,
in 20 years from now.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, okay, like, I don't know. I think if we do that, like, I understand like movies should be diverse and stuff, but like it just feels like, don't like push it. You know what I mean? Like, don't keep like, yeah. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I know what, like, don't make it like a, you know, what is the craziest thing we can do like on the screen? Let's give a death girl like boxing gloves.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like,
that's where I'm like I like the relationship, but I'm like, if we're building towards that, maybe not. Like, I'm like, because I mean, like okay, we're gonna get into one of the things that I didn't like, which is like, is it like, I know, to me, Rocky and Creed are OP. like they're overpowered as hell. Like, you're getting beat down by guys 2 times your size, 20 times your strength. You know what I'm saying? Like, almost, you know, what, 50 years younger than you are, and you still manage to either win or hang in and make it a match. I'm like, look, look, sometimes we're going too far. And if the next step is, oh, she's deaf, but she's the greatest boxer, like, no. Y'all are already OP.
Keep in mind, you're creating an issue over something that's just even a hypothetical right now.
Exactly. So, like, that's all I'm saying. Like, my issue is that the first 2 are already so OP that if we go to that next step, that would take me out. But you're right, that is a hypothetical, so I'm throwing that out. But that is the issue that I have with the Rocky franchise in general, is that I don't like the fact that they, at least for the Creed movies, they've done it a little bit in the Rocky movies, but not by much. But they don't lose. You know what I'm saying?
That's not true. He lost his Adonis lost his first big fight in Creed 1.
Okay. Fine.
And he also lost. I mean, he technically won, but he lost by disqualification. He won by disqualification against Drago the first time in Creed
That's
2.
what I mean. Yeah. Like I'm like, you had to write that in. Like that he lost by DQ. I'm just like, I would, and then like this one, I love Dane. And I feel like he had a great point. And I feel like the story that we got, which is good, I feel like the way it was done, the way it was executed, I never felt for Adonis. Like not once. I didn't feel for Adonis. I felt for Dane. So like when Adonis wins the final fight, I was just like, I didn't care for that. I was like, the fight was solid, but I was like, I think Dame should have won this. I genuinely do. I mean, yeah, it wouldn't have been your traditional, Rocky Creed ending, but I think in that case, that would have been the one time where I would have been like, I think you should have gone in a different direction, or at least let it come down to like a split decision or something. Like the idea that he gets the TKO, I didn't care for that, and I just didn't care for Creed's story enough in this movie to where I felt that he should have won that fight.
The way Phoenix feels about this is the way I felt about Top Gun Maverick. Like no one agreed with me at all on the ending I wanted. But that's how I felt.
Right.
I wanted something dark. I get it.
Yeah. I'm the odd man out here, because that was just, to me, like at the end, I was like, yeah, it didn't sit well with me. Like the guy who he ran away from the consequences of his actions, got his best friend thrown in prison, didn't write to him or acknowledge him for 18 plus years, and got this great life, you know what I'm saying, because of it, and and was already champion and had a great career, to take everything away from Dame. I just didn't think that was right. I didn't think that was fair. And I was like, I'm like, I don't think y'all built Creed up in a way to where I would sympathize with him winning in that way.
Here's where I'm going to disagree, because the only reason that Damian won against I forget his name in his first fight of the movie, the only reason he won was because Chavez, because he just asserted just dominant power,
and he cheated.
Adonis,
yeah, he did cheat.
Exactly. So like Adonis is a trained boxer, a professional boxer, who did retire, but he knows what he's doing. He put Damian in his place.
Yes, he's
like a Mayweather.
Yeah, I don't know. I just didn't like it. I'm like, in terms of how it was executed, like I feel like they could have made me care for Creed a little bit more, giving him some reason to fight back against Dame, other than just he played me. But I was just like,
no. Did you see what else? Like he went on television and Damian was trying to interrupt that. Listen, I saw that. I think that fight was brewing ever since Damian got locked up and Adonis was let free. I felt that fight coming from even then, like even though there wasn't a reason to fight, I saw it happening because of something like that. And like especially with And it wasn't just because Damien cheated in the match and how he won. It's also the fact, like, oh hey, he scanned his way in here because he had a fellow inmate break Drago's hands.
That was smart.
He dies.
I had a feeling that was going to happen.
Yeah. Did you say if he dies, he dies?
If he dies, he dies.
It was also. I should actually mention that too. It was great to see Drago, a respectable character.
Drago. Yeah. And I mean, like, I was kind of upset too because I was like, I really wanted to see the Drago Chavez fight. I was like, yo, they should have kept that. Like, that would have been great. The matches, the boxing matches. Oh my god.
Some of those shots, man,
were
fantastic. It felt very Mortal Kombat-ish, minus like the X-ray.
Right. Like I'm like he talked about, Michael B. Jordan talked about anime being his influence, and you could definitely see the anime influence, but like, yeah, I'm with you. Like, this felt more Mortal Kombat to me, like and later Mortal Kombat, like Mortal Kombat 9 and 10, where you're like, oh, okay. Like the first fight when he's like looking and he sees old dude's left his ribs open, he's like, like, we'll tag them ribs. I'm like, yo, I just thought that was so cool. And just the way the shots were done, that was definitely cool. Like, yeah, you could see, me, I'm a big DBZ fan, so I was like, I see the anime influence here, but yeah, I could totally see Mortal Kombat in there.
Mm-hmm.
I really liked Chavez's intro they did for him. That made me feel happy
with the smoke and all that.
That was hot.
That was the dopest entrance. I just loved it. I loved his whole entrance to it. That was great. Really, I wanted to talk about that a little bit too, because I really enjoyed watching that.
Yeah, I mean, my other complaint is, honestly, I wish there were more fights in this movie. like we got, I think, 3 max. I'm like,
I mean, what did you expect? I mean, this isn't Star Wars where you can just have a lightsaber fight in any movie. Like,
I know. I don't know. I tell you, I think what I wanted was, I wanted the Chavez Drago match, right? And then I wanted Dame to have another match before he got a championship match and before he got the Creed match. I don't know. Like, I mean, they didn't have to be extreme or elaborate or anything like that, but like, I would have just, because I mean, the fight scenes were so good. I just honestly wanted more of that. like maybe it wouldn't have strengthened the story at all, but like, in terms of the sheer adrenaline and the excitement that I would have gotten from it, man, I was like, because they were just really well choreographed and well executed. But I will say this, I can't wait for Creed 4.
See, here's what's good about it is they can continue on because they can easily do it, but they set it up to where they don't need to. It's set up to a point where, like, it was like it. You know how like every film trilogy has one of those moments where it's like right off into the sunset. Mm-hmm. I feel like the ending of this was his right off into the sunset moment. There was potential for more. I'd love to see more, but you don't need to, because it ended perfectly.
Yeah, you could argue that. You could, but no, I want to see, because I mean, if Rocky can have 6, Creed can have at least 4. Like,
oh, I agree. You know, something I love it, like, just about the Creed trilogy as a whole. I'm glad it exists because it opened the door for, like, we're going to be uploading this year soon, our Cobra Kai panel that I filmed at Atlanta Comic-Con. It was a Karate Kid Cobra Kai panel. And they mentioned that Creed was the big inspiration for them to just pick up the reins of Karate Kid again and be like, hell yeah, let's do Cobra Kai.
Nice. That makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, when it comes to like rejuvenating old franchises, I mean, we saw last year, like we got Top Gun, right? We saw Scream 5, and we're getting Scream 6 this year. which is gonna be amazing. Creed 3, like reviving old franchises. I mean, if you can do it well, like go for it. Like why not? Um and I when I saw the original Rocky, like Rocky 2, I'm a, spill the beans here. Rocky 2 is my favorite of the Rockies. That's my number one. The first, and then then it's the first Rocky, which is equally amazing. And then the Rocky films kind of fall off a cliff for me. I mean, Rocky 3 is good. Rocky 4 is obviously, a classic.
If he
5,
dies, he dies.
exactly. like 5 has a lot of issues, and Balboa's I like Balboa to an extent.
Balboa makes it kind of necessary for like the way they did it. It led into Creed, like when they did the Creed movies.
Yeah. So like that's where I'm at. But the Creeds, man, they have like I wouldn't say that Rocky was stale, but like five was really just so bad. Like, and 6 was unnecessary, but like you kind of see why. I mean, like if they had done 6 and they didn't do Creed, it would really be unnecessary. But like because they're doing Creed now, that you can kind of look back on that one and be like, okay, that was fine. But yeah, like I wouldn't say that Creed revitalized this franchise, but I do think in terms of great boxing movies, man, like I can't think of any boxing movies that are as rousing as the Rocky franchise. And I think the Creed movies in a way definitely revitalized that genre of film where you see people really wanting these high adrenaline emotional fight stories, which they are. And what is it? It's Saturday. So far, this is already between Thursday, Friday, and I guess previews for today. Creed 3 is the highest grossing opening weekend for the franchise so far with a $51 million opening.
Good.
Yeah. So congrats. Like I said, I think this movie, it just connects to people. And yeah. And of course, Jonathan Majors. Jonathan Majors, man, is like he's gonna
him, man.
He's gonna end up in a Fast movie next, right? Like he's just got to. Like
he's coming for it all.
Right, exactly. That was a true line for sure. All right, fellas. I think we've reached that moment. So, what are we officially giving Creed 3? Zach, why don't you start?
To me, I really wouldn't have changed anything about this movie. And I really loved it. So, for me, this is going to be 5 stars. I really enjoyed it that much. Yeah.
All right. And Brandon, what do you got?
Following up, easy 5 stars. Man, like I mentioned earlier, give Michael B. Jordan more directorial roles, make it happen.
Wow. I enjoyed this movie. It is not my personal favorite of the Creeds, but it's up there. It's solid. It's gonna be a 4-star for me.
That's solid. I like that's fine.
That's good.
Yeah, it's a 4-star for me. Not over the moon about it, but like there's just so much good stuff here. Like I'm obviously going to revisit this movie because like just like the fight scenes alone, I'm like amazed by. So solid 4 stars. Genuinely cannot wait for them to do the next one. I sincerely hope Jonathan Majors is in that one too, because like I said, Dame is a great character and I really want to see more of him. I hope he wins the title back. That would be amazing. So 4 stars from me, 5 stars from both of these guys. What did you think of Creed 3? Let us know on Twitter and Instagram at FilmCoPod. And we are now going to move on to what's good. What's good? What's good? What's good? Gentlemen, what have you seen? What would you recommend? Brandon, kick us off. What has been good for you, sir?
Man, I haven't had time to watch a lot of movies lately, but I did rewatch the Creed films. So easily Creed 1 and 2. I that sounds stupid and like cliche, but those movies are just so good. And I'm glad we had a follow-up finally. So yeah, Creed 1 and 2.
Nice. Yeah, I highly recommend. Zach, what do you got?
Man, okay. I don't really have much because I've spent like the last 2 weeks watching every single Rocky and Creed movie because I hadn't seen any.
Okay, so which
I
one would you
started from
recommend the
scratch.
most out of those Rocky films?
Honestly, I think Rocky, just Rocky. Like,
Yeah.
like it's just like you can't help but like it's a classic. Like it's awesome. Like, and it's the heart and soul of where it started. So I think just Rocky's a good recommendation if you haven't seen it. And I know, of course, everyone knows Rocky, but actually, I think people who are around our age in their 20s maybe haven't seen that movie, and it's so worth it. So I think it's worth checking out. If that's one of the big films you're missing, definitely go check it out.
100% agree there. I am going to recommend a movie that I just watched for class. I saw it for the first time ever. As it was described to me by my teacher, there's a thing called high art, and there's another thing called low art. And this movie is 100% low art, but it is fantastic. If you just want to see the evolution of guerrilla filmmaking, it's a perfect way of introducing you into that realm of filmmaking. So I'm recommending 1975's Dolomite, starring Rudy Ray Moore. Like the original Dolomite. I finally got a chance to see it for class. It is one of the worst movies I've ever seen. But at the same time, it's like an imperative, it's a vital part of, I think, filmmaking and film culture. Absolutely one of like the first blaxploitation films that was created. And and Rudy Ray Moore did it all on his own. So like it's a tremendous film. Just to see what it's like when you get a group of friends together to make a movie and you don't really know how to make a movie. So I highly recommend it just for that. So get your fix on with the Rocky franchise, and then go crazy and check out one of the campiest classic films there are in Dolomite. And that's what's good from us here at Film Code. All right. It is now that time. You are now into Film Code. Brandon, you had the code word this week.
I did.
Remind everyone what the code word was and all of your clues.
Pulling it up 1 second. Okay. So, code word was pizza. Film was between 1985 and 1990. Director also wrote, and the supporting cast is full of famous actors, and the cast is predominantly African American.
All right, Zach.
So, Zach, kick us off.
Yeah. So, funny thing, I didn't really search. I've kind of had a little bit of a hectic week. This isn't right. And because none of the cast is African American. So I'm gonna go with Pizza from 1988.
You're gonna go with what? You cut out.
Mystic Pizza from 1988 because it has the word pizza in it.
Oh, Zach, when I tell you how easy this is, you're gonna be so mad. Oh man. So the all black cast clue came late. So when you
it came like 20 minutes after I sent it.
Yeah, like so like with your original like clues, I was like I honestly was lost. And so my first guess was like one of the Nightmare on Elm Street movies, because like I think the third one, his face literally comes out of a pizza. That's what I was thinking of. So but with the all black cast clue, I was able to find the I believe the exact movie, 1989. Your writer and director is the great Spike Lee. This is a movie that has Samuel L. Jackson, Rosie Perez, Spike Lee himself, Ozzie Davis, John Turturro, a bunch of other Giancarlo Esposito, so a bunch of other people, and its main setting is a pizzeria in the city. So I'm going with 1989 Spike Lee's "Do the Right Thing."
You were so close. You were so close. I'm kidding. I'm not kidding.
No way.
You were so close, dude.
You are.
I looked at that one first. I'm like, what if I did this one? I'm like, wait a second. If I give the word pizza, it's gonna be too easy. Let me find something else.
What?
You had the year correct.
Okay.
It is 1989's Harlem Nights. Your writer and director is Eddie Murphy.
Oh my God.
All African American cast. Basically, all with the exception of like 3 or 4 white people, all African American cast. And this was one of Eddie Murphy's like huge like breakout roles, I think.
Uh-huh.
You were so close, dude.
Wait, where does pizza come in?
Okay. This is gonna sound really stupid, but this is finally payback for the whole Frozen thing. My first code word. They were an Italian. They were supposed to be acting like an Italian mafia in that movie. Uh-huh. Italian pizza.
Oh, you serious? Oh, you.
This is finally payback for the damn Frozen code word you gave me. My first episode on.
I would have gotten it wrong anyway. So
yeah, I mean, I thought I nailed that. That's
man, you were like so
serious?
Close. I was like, oh my God.
Wow.
I was close except for the all African American cast.
See, another thing I thought would have thrown you off because you were like, hey, he just met Giancarlo Esposito last week.
Exactly. That's what
I'm like, cool, this is gonna be a huge throw off. Oh my God.
You suck. That was good. You suck, but that was good. Congratulations, Brandon. That was foul.
Am I finally tied up with you?
I believe so. Yeah. Oh wow.
I'm making a comeback.
Zach Sneath sweep.
Zach, man, you gotta hurry up, man. Season's ending soon, bro. Like, oh man,
we got time, baby.
All right.
My last code word's worth 100 points.
There we go. We're gonna get him out of here, guys. Thank you so much for listening. Brandon, let everybody know where they can find you, sir.
Yeah, you guys can find me at FANTASMIC ears over on Letterboxd. Go check out what I'm watching. And yeah, thank you guys again for listening.
And Zach, where can everybody find you, sir?
You guys can find me on Twitter at Zach Sneath. That is ZACHSNEATH. And you can find me on Letterboxd at Z Sneaks. The ZSNEAKS.
And you guys can find me on Twitter at IamHOReviews1, that's the number 1, and on Letterboxd under PA Clouden. And as always, guys, please follow the show on Twitter and Instagram at FilmCodePod, and we will see you guys next week. We are out of here. Peace.